You arrive at a crossroads with a tavern on the corner. A warm light is emanating from its window, lighting up the road around it. A stone sculpture of a sheep stands in front of the door, and above it a sign, swaying gently in the breeze, reads, "The Stone Sheep." You enter the tavern with a determined stride, and are greeted by a thick wall of pipe smoke. The dozen or so drinkers at the tables turn towards you, then give each other astonished and slightly worried looks. In the tavern there are half a dozen people sitting at the tables, and just as many at the bar, clearly farmers and labourers from the surrounding villages. Boindale pays no attention to the other guests and trudges over to a table. Together with his brother, you follow him and sit down. The landlord comes out from behind the bar. You hear surly muttering from one of the tables.
What are groundlings doing showing their faces here?
You turn to the guest who'd muttered something about groundlings.
And why is it so strange that we're here?
The man glances up briefly, and then stares drunkenly at his tankard, and mutters with a slur,
Don't play the innocent. The orcs are terrorising our lands. And whose fault is it?
I was not at the Stone Gateway, and I don't know what happened.
The drunkard and his neighbour are given a start. They mumble an apology, and turn their attention to the beer.
I wouldn't mind a pint of ale.
The landlord nods and takes the twins' order too. Shortly after, he returns with your beers and puts them down in front of you.
Is that all?
Has anything interesting happened here lately?
The landlord shakes his head indifferently and mumbles something. You turn to the guest who is silenced.
Were you going to say something, my friend?
I'm not your friend, and I wasn't going to say anything either.
The man glances at his neighbour and then turns his attention back to his beer. Despite Boindale's loud protestations about wanting another drink, there are dead orcs lying in the defensive trenches and strewn over the meadows in front of the city. Some of the locals are busy throwing the bodies on pyres, while others repair the minor damage done to the city. You enter the city and the garrison at its centre without being spoken to. It is only when you reach a heavy oak door that leads, you assume, to the commanding officer's headquarters, that you are halted by a guard.
Dwarves, eh? Seems we aren't to be spared anything these days. What do you want?
I must speak with your commander.
Commander Valor doesn't have time. He's still very busy dealing with the aftermath of the orc attack.
Commander Valor is dealing with the orc problem, and I have important information concerning it. I witnessed a meeting of the orc lords.
The guard eyes you with interest and tries to judge whether you can be trusted. Finally, he stands up, opens a door, and enters the room ahead of you. The commander looks up from his work. The guard repeats what you told him.
Your information about the orcs could be useful. We have fought them back, but not yet defeated them. Come in.
The commander listens attentively, and now and then asks questions, as you...
We must press on. Farewell, Commander Valor.
Kill as many orcs as you can, dwarves. Palandir will be with you.
You see a camp with a wagon and 2 people on the edge of the path. Behind them, Black Saddle towers up above a thick, dark forest, about a half a day's journey away. 2 horses are standing near the covered wagon, grazing. You can make out the shapes of boxes and barrels on the wagon. The 2 humans are wearing smart clothes and are sitting next to a large campfire. They don't seem to have noticed you yet. You don't want to give them a shock, so you address them while you are still a distance away.
Hello, friends. Is there any space by...
The 2 traders look up and visibly jump when they see you 3 dwarves.
Ah, hello. Yes, of course.
It doesn't escape your attention that you seem to be causing the traders some uneasiness, but you take up their offer and sit down. The twins follow your example.
We're only travellers. We're looking for someone who's said to live on Black Saddle. A hermit.
Someone who lives here?
The traders exchange amazed looks.
If they live here, they must be mad.
Normally we wouldn't stop and rest here, but the horses are too exhausted. Our departure from Parista was delayed and we must have driven them too hard.
Why does Black Saddle make you feel uneasy? It doesn't look particularly inviting, but it's only a mountain.
Only a mountain? You don't know the legend.
The trader looks at you and the twins for affirmation, but you all shake your heads.
Black Saddle was what they called on the dwarves to help them. They were able to tunnel up through Cloudpiercer to the top. There were too many holes inside for it to hold together. It collapsed. Pfft. Never heard of it. Sounds like human tittle-tattle.
You come from Parista. How are things?
No news to speak of, I'd say. Well, except for Nudin the Knowledge Lusty.
You know Nudin the Knowledge Lusty. Lot Yonan introduced him to you many years ago during a visit.
What about him?
Oh, nothing really. Just rumours.
You nod at the trader to continue.
He's behaving strangely and disappears into his tower for days on end.
Merely looks ill, apparently. Well, that's what someone I know said. Perhaps he got a spell wrong.
Later in the night, after eating together and some friendly conversation by the campfire, you all decide to sleep. But you take the first watch. It's a night in which nothing happens, and the next morning the traders set off early. After breakfast, you also continue on your journey. After a march through the thick pine forest, Black Saddle, the sinister tabletop mountain, and your journey's destination rises up before you.
Are you sure that the Famulus lives here?
Yes, according to Lot Yonan.
Although you try to put a lot of assurance into your voice, you too see no signs that anyone lives here.
No castle, no tunnel, no camp. There's nothing here but mountain.
Then we'll have to take a closer look.
You do that, scholar.
We'll be waiting for you here.
You think about objecting, but it would just be a waste of breath.
I can only climb a little way here. There must be a better way. An old tree. Looks like it could fall down at any moment. There we go. Too steep. I should be able to get up here. Phew. That was close. I hope this is all worth it. Here's a... no. Definitely a rock face. There's something engraved on it.
You realise with surprise that they are runes in the Dwarven language.
Built with the blood of our enemies, be unyielding as the rock, and soak the land in their blood. Huh? Hello? Master Garen? Lord Yonan sent me to bring some items back to you. My inquiries are almost at an end. That means I can finally go to be with my sunshine. I deposited my most valuable things in the grave of Horengarth before my departure and secured it with magic. The password is...
You recognise the following words as rune names, but...
Greenglade. Oh, great. Useful. An eternal flame. I know who taught him that. Hello? Is anyone there?
It looks as though Garen lived in the fortress for a while. It also seems that he left several lunar orbits ago.
He's not.
You see sketches and notes on the architectural features, statues and wall reliefs. It seems Garen spent a lot of time studying this place.
Maybe he's a kind of a dwarf historian, or maybe he's just... Garen is in Greenglade to visit his sunshine. Greenglade is in Gauragart. We can't have fallen in love with a pointy here, can he? born of stone, forged in battle. Arise, reborn from the blood of the enemy.
You're not sure if you really want to know what was once in this basin. The whole place gives you the feeling that a decent dwarf shouldn't hang around too long. A series of weapons that are all clearly of dwarven origin. The spider webs and rust suggest they have been here for quite a while.
Thirdlings, the fortress belongs to the dwarf haters. Lorimber's dwarves are not only as unyielding as a mountain, they are also as destructive as an avalanche, and would batter into lesser kingdoms just as relentlessly. The four should find no salvation in Vrachus, only eternal damnation, so that they suffer indescribable torment between the worlds.
You have heard of the dwarf haters, but this is the first time you have read their hateful words. You feel sick and turn away. You have difficulty deciphering the scroll.
Throw the firstlings in the forge, beat the secondlings to a pulp. The fourthlings are... The rest is illegible.
It would seem that even the thirdlings worship Vrachus, but in all the other kingdoms his shrine would be the biggest, not the statue of the kingdom's progenitor. A couple of gold coins are in the bowl in front of the shrine.
Can't do any harm. Lorimber, the progenitor of the thirdlings.
In most of the chronicles about the 5 dwarfen kingdoms, only very little is written about the thirdlings, and what is written is full of disgust. They are called traitors, or worse.
Graves. Could be buried here. A rune. Clearly... Sarcophagus. Ah! That's it. Goren's most valuable belongings. Letters from his lover, a silk scarf that must have belonged to her, and a medallion. No trace of Goren.
So, Scholar, what are the results of your inquiries?
There is an abandoned fortress in the mountain, and I think it belonged to the Thirdlings.
Boindale's eyes narrow.
The blasted dwarf killers!
A Thirdling fortress? Here? In the middle of Girdlegard? We must let High King Gundrabur know about this.
The fortress has been long abandoned by the looks of it. Anyway, I can't go to Ogre's death until I have completed my quest. Goren is in Greenglade.
Huh.
The High King? Why do you want to bring me to him?
All right then. It's about the choice of the new High King. Gandagar, the king of the Fourthlings, is with his entourage in Ogre's death and is supposed to ascend the throne.
But our acting High King Gundrabur wants to prevent that from happening. He fears that Gandagar wishes to instigate a war against the elves.
But what have I got to do with that?
Boindale is about to say something, but is silenced by a nudge in the side from his brother.
High King Gundrabur will explain everything when the time comes.
You look distrustfully from one twin to the other. Boindale has donned an innocent expression, and Boendal doesn't give you the impression that he has anything else to say on the matter.
What does this King Gandagar have against the elves?
Dwarves and elves just don't get along. Brachus and Sertalia made us that way.
I know that, but going to war for just that, after all this time?
Well, there must be more behind it. They say that the king of the Fourthlings is full of hatred and is a hothead in this matter.
A Thirdling fortress? Here, in the heart of Girdlegard? That's strange, isn't it?
And worrying. But they've always been wily. They move in the shadows and kill there too if they can. Do you know their story?
I've read about it. Lorenber, their progenitor, rejected the name that Vrachas gave him, who in turn did not give him any special talents, so his kingdom studied war.
It helps them defending the East, but it also meant they ended up confronting the other kingdoms. No dwarf would ever even think of injuring one of his kind, never mind killing them. But the dwarf killers are proud of it. When they were even more powerful, they wanted to become the rulers of all dwarves. They are envious of our skills. They haven't been heard of for a long time, but you can be sure there isn't a single dwarf alive who doesn't hate them.
Whatever, your High King must wait. I have a quest to carry out in Greenglade.
But our quest is...
Boindil raises a placatory hand and throws his rucksack onto his back in preparation.
Let it be, dear brother. Look at him. He has made his decision, and you will not be able to change his stubborn dwarven mind.
You can't help but smile. While taking a rest, you see a cart trundling along the road not far away from you. A young couple are sitting on the box. The sight reminds you of a long, unanswered question.
So, I was wondering, what do female dwarfs look like?
Pretty.
Very pretty.
Uh-huh.
You were expecting a little more information.
Do they have beards?
No, I would say it's more like fluff. Oh, very attractive.
And what do they do? I mean, are they warriors too?
In our kingdom, most take care of domestic life. They take the animals down to the meadows in the valleys, make sure the larder are full and that there's plenty of good beer, and make our clothes.
It only ever causes problems when men and women stand shoulder to shoulder in battle.
Some of them are talented stonemasons and smiths, and beware of insulting their skills. They are no less proud than we are.
By the evening campfire, Boindil rummages around in his rucksack and pulls out a cheese wrapped in a cloth. He sticks a fist-sized piece on a spit and grills it on the fire.
There's nothing better than grilled cheese at the end of a long day.
The smell it gives off makes you hold your breath.
Oh, it smells like my socks after weeks of marching in my...
Oh, picky, are you? Hardly surprising, considering you were brought up by humans. It's ruined your taste.
Boindil holds the stinky cheese at the end of the stick. You pull the warm piece of cheese from the stick. It tastes dreadful. Your fingers will smell of it for the next few days, and probably your mouth will too. The closer you get to Parista, the livelier the streets become. Its dome gleams white in the sun. It is the seat of the Council of Magi, and its central tower. You reach the council's palace, but are stopped in front of its gates by a guard.
The Council of Magi is convened to take care of the parish land. They mustn't...
The parish land? You mean the barrier? Is there something wrong with it?
The guard shrugs his shoulders.
Won't be anything the council can't sort out.
The hamlet of Sungird certainly lives up to its name. You arrive as the sun sets behind the tower of a Palandial temple, lighting up its stained glass. A small bell rings as you enter the shop. The twins look around, but seem rather disinterested, until they discover a couple of gemstones on display. On the wall to your left is the bookshelf you saw through the window. It's quite unusual for a village. You stroll towards the bookshelf and read some of the titles written on the spines of the books.
Oh, by fracas, look, dear brother! The scholar really is, look!
It's an interesting selection, Boindle. I could make some recommendations for you.
Boindle throws his arm around your shoulder and pulls you slowly away from the bookshelf.
What if someone sees you? Here, this is more our kind of thing.
You follow him reluctantly and are shown the selection of gemstones. Boindle is walking next to you in silence. Now and then he looks at you from the side.
And you really do like books?
Yeah, I'm curious. And you could find many answers in books.
Won't you have found all the answers at some point?
Quite the contrary. The more books you read, the more questions you ask.
Ah, I knew it. Oh, just a waste of time.
You approach the village and can tell even from far off that something isn't right. The smell of burnt wood and death.
By Vracus.
The piggies have really shown those pointy ears. We couldn't have done it any better.
Stay alert. I want to find out what happened to Goren.
The hand that painted this picture was that of a master.
This picture portrays the village in its state of ruin.
Examining the canvas more closely, you realise that it is actually made of skin, and the red paint The smell of the smoke has accompanied you for a while now, but here, so close to the bodies, it is masked by the sweet smell of death. You have a bitter The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty, in terrible contrast to the rest of her appearance. From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening skeleton. There are long nails sticking through her thin bones, and where her beautiful eyes once were, are now gaping black holes.
Hoofprints! Burned into the ground!
Alfar?
The fire in Boindle's eyes flares up with delight.
Huzzah! That would make a change from those stupid peggies. Did you hear that, brother? We might get to test our blades.
You have read about the elves and their buildings. This here had always just been a small example of their architectural skill, which achieved perfection in Alandur. Now burning and ruined, the pavilion makes an even sadder impression. Green Glade was one of the few places in Girdlegard where humans and elves lived together. You don't see any elven features among all the faces contorted with pain and fear. You look away. The body of the man is riddled with arrows and is lying in a small patch of undamaged ground, while a sea of flames must have raged in a circle around him. The robes remind you of those of Lot Yonan's famuli. This, plus the fact that the man used magic, makes you quite sure that this is Garen.
Garen had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall upon a sealed letter next to the books. The circumstances seem grave enough for you to break the seal.
Greetings, Tugger. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot Yonan. I have found out something new about the demon. It's all written in these books. I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a few days' march north of here, and beyond it, Varakas only knows what kind of creatures live in the Perish Land.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Huzzah! This will be fun! We finally get to fight!
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much. It has to be nice and fluid for my fine brushstrokes.
Ha! How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us!
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Otharin Lueth Buanre!
What's happening?
That's the perished land.
Impossible. Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back.
I can't do that yet.
I need help over here! Quickly!
Yes?
Please wait a moment.
I can't do that yet!
I didn't hit you very hard. Who's next? Huh? Don't rush me! I'll be ready soon! Wild creature! On my way!
Put up a fight!
Don't rush me!
I'll be ready soon! What is it?
Yes?
What is it? Vile creature! Who's next? Don't rush me! I'll be ready soon! Who's next? And again! Kill! Don't rush me! And what now? Vile creature! Huh? Yes? I'll be ready soon! Don't rush me! He hardly put up a fight!
And again.
Ow! Hey!
They're hitting me pretty hard!
Very hard! Forward dog! Give me a hand!
Vile creature.
What is it?
Huh?
It can't end like this!
creature. Please wait a moment. I've got too easy. Yeah. Vile creature. Ow! Hey! Yeah.
He cheated!
I didn't hit you very hard!
Vile creature!
Too easy!
Please wait a moment!
I can't do that yet! Bites the dust!
And again!
What is it?
And what now?
I'm not that quick!
Yes, yes, soon!
Uh-huh. I'm not that quick!
Yes, yes, soon!
Huh?
What is it? I'll be ready soon! I didn't hit you very hard! Pow! Another one bites the dust!
Dwarves, you protected the glade.
The perished land. The barrier has fallen.
You can feel your stomach cramping. Unlike Boindale, you can't say a word.
The damn Magi only had one job!
So this is what it is like to rise from the dead. I feel nothing. I am left with nothing. My love, my beauty, my home, and my forest. Everything has been taken from me. I beg you, have mercy, and put an end to my suffer.
Without even being able to look into her eyes, you recognize the sadness in the elf maiden's expression. The dignity that she must once have radiated can only be imagined in her current.
Garen was here, and I've heard that you elves have special abilities in battle. Did the Alfar take you by surprise in your sleep?
I felt her presence, but when I confronted the elf, she had already killed the first of us and resurrected the perished land. It fills humans and dwarves with a hatred for life. It turns you into beasts.
If the perished land spreads further south, then Nodon won't need any orcs, ogres, or Alfar. One human losing their life in the perished land would be a...
Your stomach turns, but you know that it's right. You've never seen the twins looking so serious. They would pit themselves against any army of orcs, but this is something beyond their power, and yours.
We need the Magi. They must rebuild the barrier. We must go... I can't believe it. The barrier has fallen. How could that happen?
Who could tell? Anything could go wrong with all that hocus-pocus.
It had held back the perished land since the fall of the Fifthlings. Reinforcing the barrier whenever it loses power is the primary duty of the great Magi.
I can't imagine how Nodon or anyone else could have broken through it.
You think of the demons mentioned in Garen's letter. You wonder whether it could be possible that a demon from the outer lands might possess power. Every evening, however, you're sure that the books are important. Why else would Garen want them sent to Turga the Fair-Faced? Did Garen ask Lot Yonan to return the magical artifacts in the pack? What the heck? Garen is dead, and you want to know what you're lugging around with you through the length and breadth of Girdlegard. You grasp at the pouch with an uninvolved expression, so that the twins don't think you're acting against Lot Yonan's instructions. You undo the knot with nimble fingers. A piercing, bone-splitting sound rings out, and small spheres of light shoot into the air, ending in colourful explosions.
By Fracas' hammer and all the fires of his forge!
The twins jump up immediately.
By the mountains of Girdlegard! What was that?
I just wanted to examine the magical trap. It's for thieves, in case someone tries to steal the pouch.
You try to act normal. Boindale looks at the pouch with animosity.
Magical frippery.
Just like previous nights, you are haunted by the image of the elf maiden nailed to the tree in Greenglade. You wake from your sleep, and you're about to lie down again, but suddenly feel something cold against your throat. Next to you, the pale face of an elf slides into view.
Good evening. I'm afraid we missed each other in Greenglade, so my companion...
You consider your options, but before you have reached a decision, the dagger is pressed more. You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alfar thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will...
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around. You look over to Boindale, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindale smacks his lips in his sleep. You touch your throat, and when you don't feel anything, you breathe out, relieved. Boindale unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
I knew he'd...
You chew on the cheese so you don't have to answer. It tastes better than you first thought. You arrive at a small, bustling village. One thing is clearly missing from the lively scene. A dour, grim-looking man is sitting in front of the forge with his right arm in a sling. His expression brightens as he sees you, and he jumps to his feet.
Dear Dwarves, could I interest you in helping me in my workshop for a day?
The man's expression is somewhere between...
What happened to your arm?
A stupid accident. A box of blanks fell down. I was trying to catch it. It will heal, fortunately, but I won't be able to wield my hammer for a while.
You must have quite a backlog of work.
Loads, but...
I'll help you.
A little late, you weren't able to persuade the twins to help you. As warriors, they'd rather go hunting, Boindil declared. But you think it's more probable that you'll find them drinking beer. But you don't care. Hours later, you have forgotten everything around you. The heat of the forge, the sweat on your warm skin, the play of the flames. You're in your element, and work as if in a trance. The smith left the workshop ages ago, with a satisfied grin on his face.
Wait, I'm talking to you.
You look up in surprise. Everything but the beating of the hammer had ceased to exist, and you didn't notice that some...
Can you do it?
You immediately dislike the middle-aged man. He sounds you out so doggedly with his light grey eyes that it feels as though he wants to look right through you and into your deepest thoughts. The man...
These two need shoeing. Oh, no problem.
The man doesn't look convinced, but you get to work with confidence after examining the horse's hooves. Two more armed men are standing next to the horses, sizing you up. You concentrate on the work. The only sound you hear while you're fitting the third horseshoe, another armed man enters the forge and speaks in... You play it cool and complete the work. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you have the feeling that he is trying to transfix you with his eyes. The men leave the workshop without a word.
So, you're mercenaries, I take it?
You're only trying to engage in conversation, but the man looks at you incredulously, as if he didn't expect dwarves.
Something like that.
Got lots of work? Oh, do you know anything about the armies of...
We can't complain.
The man's tone makes it clear that the conversation has ended here. You carry out the work in silence. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you ignore the... You spend the night in the smith's house and continue on your way with your well-earned reward. Axeldale is shrouded in an eerie silence as you approach. There's not a single fishing boat on the river, and many of the houses are now just burnt-out ruins.
The big-nosed beasts have made a grim...
There are dead bodies everywhere, but it seems to you that there should be more of them. For Boandal lays a hand on your shoulder.
Let's go. There's nothing more.
Once you reach the top of the hill above Goodwater, you can see what is left of the village. The sea of red-roofed tiles has given way to a forest of burnt black ruins. Shattered wooden planks and bent iron bars are all that is left of the gate.
I couldn't save them. Even the reinforced gate.
You see a light through the trees some way from the path. It inevitably brings to mind your encounter. You tell the dwarves about your encounter with the woodcutters and how they grilled you. Not exactly your proudest moment.
I'll deal with them. They won't make the mistake of taking on a dwarf again.
Humans are not our enemies, Boindale.
Thinking about it, they do deserve it.
Boindale grins widely, and before Boandal can stop him, he stomps off. You lie awake in your camp and think about the woodcutter's roast that you had for dinner. The rabbit was the best thing you've eaten in a long time. It tasted of victory.
Why are the Magus' vaults here in the middle of nowhere? And why does the Lord of Yonandar live in a vault and not in a castle?
It's to do with the magical fields that spread out under Girdlegard. So the 5 magical realms have found where the fields are at their strong...
And that's why he lives in the vaults? To be closer to the underground magic?
No, it's more to do with security. 200 students of magic and a source of almost unlimited magical energy. The Magus thought that an underground vault was a more suitable place to train than Master Nudin's tower.
I don't like it here. All this hocus-pocus is bad news. Us dwarves know that and keep well away, just as Vracus commanded. I hope you know that too.
I cannot perform magic, and I've never attempted to. Nevertheless, please show respect.
Now then, it would seem that the tongue of the learned one...
You can't help but grin guiltily. With a beseeching glance at the twins, you step into the area in front of the vaults. Seeing no one there you might greet, you and your companions enter...
Who the hell built this tunnel?
Boandal examines the crumbling roof with a mixture of disbelief and indignation.
Be quiet. I want to surprise...
Is that such a good idea? What if we give your master such a shock that he...
It is unusually quiet in the vaults, but the smell of dinner is in the air. You imagine Frala looking up at you from her cooking pot in...
That's no reason to go and get ourselves turned into something weird.
Your workshop seems smaller than you remember it. You are also sure that it smells different than when you set off months ago.
A couple of weeks ago, this anvil was my whole world. Now my world's a whole lot bigger.
Ikana isn't in her cradle. Where could Frala have taken her? Lumps of meat rise up and appear on the brown, bubbling surface of the soup before sinking back down out of sight. The hearty smell makes your mouth water.
A human foot?
Your stomach turns, and you have to fight hard against the impulse to run out of the kitchen screaming.
What happened here? Speak!
Ah, another one.
even think of using magic, or I'll lodge this pretty piece of steel in your brain.
It takes the Famulus a few seconds to comprehend the situation he's suddenly found himself in. He seems to weigh up his options for a moment before he breathes out and the tension leaves his body.
All right, I won't use magic.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
For a while, the Famulus seems to be playing with the idea of being stubborn. Bowendahl pushes a little harder on the end of the crow's beak, and the tip penetrates the skin. Blood seeps out.
A school full of magi destroyed without any signs of struggle? Lies.
The facts seem stacked against it, but you cling on to this faint hope. In your mind's eye, you see a pale face appearing from the darkness. You saw what Elfar are capable of in Greenglade. You push...
Lot Yonan. Where is he?
Nodon killed him. He killed all of them in Parista. There's no one left in Girdlegard who can take on the last Magus.
You're saying that someone took on all 6 of the Magi at once and defeated them? Ridiculous.
5 Magi. My master Nudin is Nodon the Doublefold, the Lord of the Perished Land and soon-to-be Lord of Girdlegard. He killed the masters, and the apprentices followed soon after. They're all gone. And he changed the magic field so that only we can use them.
An icy hand grabs your heart. It's impossible that there's only a single Magus left, and he's not fighting against, but for the
Why are you snooping around in Lot Yonan's study? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for artifacts that Lot Yonan, when he was in Parista, claimed he had forgotten and left in a cupboard. And for the books that were stolen from Greenglade. I'm guessing you're the dwarves that stole the books.
What does your master want with the artifacts and the books?
I don't know. He commands, we obey. He's going to be very displeased. I did find a bag in the cupboard.
I've had enough of your lies. They're alive. Lot Yonan escaped and has gathered his apprentices, Frala, and the others around him to fight against Nodon. We just have to find them.
The war was over before you even noticed it had begun. Nodon cannot be stopped.
Blah, blah. We will leave immediately. This news is of great importance to the Council of Dwarves.
I'm not going anywhere. I have
orcs! Lots of them!
Creature. I didn't hit you very hard. Yeah. The pillars! We could knock some of them down and bury those runts! Too easy!
Let's wait a moment!
Yes? Pow! Another one bites the dust! Vile creature! I didn't hit you very hard! Too easy! Quiet! I didn't hit you very hard! And again! Who's next?
They're hitting me pretty hard! I need help over here!
dust. I just need a little rest.
Huh? What is it? Huh? What is it? Huh? Huh? Yeah! Put up a fight! Again. Huh? And what now? I didn't hit you very hard.
The pillars! We could knock some of them down and bury those runts!
Yes?
Yeah! Ow! What is it? What is it? Yes? Too easy! And again! I didn't hit you very hard! I'm not that quick! Yes, yes, so I have bow and dart. Give me a hand.
They're hitting me pretty hard.
Too easy.
Help over here.
Hey.
Quickly.
I have bow and dart. Give me a hand. I didn't hit you very hard.
Yes?
Yeah. Hey, I have bow and dart. Give me a hand! Huh?
Vile creature!
Yes? I didn't hit you very hard!
I'm hitting me pretty hard! I need help over here, quickly! They're hitting me pretty hard!
He hardly put up a fight!
Who's next?
And again!
He hardly put up a fight!
Ow! Hey! Pow! Another one bites the dust. What is it, huh? Another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard. Pow! Another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard. Too easy.
Kill!
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
And again!
Too easy.
And again!
I didn't hit you very hard. Who's next? Too easy.
And again! Others will take my place. And again! They're hitting me pretty hard! I can't do that yet!
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Vile creature!
I didn't hit you very hard. Too easy.
Give me a hand!
Kill!
Who's next?
want.
Yes?
As good as
What
done.
is it? I'm with you.
Huh?
I didn't hit you very hard.
I am Bonda. What in your hand?
I'm not fights that creature.
I just need a little rest.
Yes? On my way!
And what now?
Yes? Kill! Please wait a moment.
And he's out here very hard! It can't end like this! Yeah!
And again.
What is it?
As good as done.
Huh? I'm with you.
Huh?
Too easy!
Vile creature. Kill. Vile creature.
Ow! Another one bites the dust!
He hardly put up a fight.
I need help over here, quickly! Others will take my place.
creature.
Who's next? Yeah! Yeah! Ha ha! Yeah! I didn't hit you very hard! Yeah! Ow! Another one bites the dust! Yeah! Oh, I didn't hit you very hard! Yeah! Yeah!
He hardly put up a fight.
Yeah! Too easy! Yeah! Ha ha! Yeah!
He hardly put up a fight.
And again! There are too many of them! The side door in the workshop. It's our only chance.
Pow! Another one bites the dust! Who's next?
On my way.
What is it? Too easy! Yes. Ow! Another one bites the dust!
Kill, huh? I need help over here! Quickly! At once.
What is it?
Wild creature!
Too easy!
Kill!
О, здорово, Гурин.
Да. Че ты там?
Я да освободился.
Ясно. Че предлагаешь погамать?
Предлагаю погамать.
Во что?
Вопрос. Согласен. Я, кстати, в Dwarves играю.
Что у тебя есть для начала?
У меня есть. Все перечислять.
Че?
Все перечислять, что закачано.
Ну во что можно реально вдвоем поиграть, ёпче, блядь, ебал-то. Мэджика есть?
Мэджика есть.
Давай в Мэджику поиграем.
Давай. А что такое кислый, как говно?
А я хер знаю. Меня тут начальник заебывает. Да.
The first 20 are mine.
Ай.
You have come far, but this is far enough.
Блядь.
Give me
Хочется больше.
and the books you stole in Green
Всегда, блядь.
and I'll set you free.
Все не устраивает.
What's with the artifacts and...
They belong to me. Lotionen was supposed to bring them to...
What have you done to the other Magi? Your famulus told us some cock and bull story about you forcing them.
I did what had to be done to protect
Сейчас я тут
Girdlegard.
быстренько добью. Сохранюсь и зайду к тебе.
You wanting my rucksack is enough reason for me not to give it to you.
I don't need your Look after the rucksack. If you lose it, you will also lose your... Go back to your realm, dwarves, and let your king know that I need his land. Either he hands it over without a drop of blood being spilt, or my troops and allies take it by force. You can take this one with you. I have no use for him.
Invisible wizard, my ass. Look.
Okay.
Let me handle her. Kill the dwarves.
Бля. Все, ладно, надо. Сейчас я сохраняюсь.
If he wants them so badly, they might be the key to his destruction. There's the orc with the rock.
Сможешь ко мне, да, зайти?
Ну ты мне там предложение кинул.
Кинул.